Yes, man, we're hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah, man, the world is depending on us. So we have to set a positive example that will provide the right resources for us. And technology and innovation has a key role to play in how the country graduate towards being a positive growth country and move towards our 2030 goals based on the United Nations vision. As a matter of fact, my latest book, Overcoming Productivity Challenges in Small Countries,
Mhm.
we did a simulation as to when we can arrive at the Vision 2030 goals based on our current trajectory. And the research is saying by 2060, we can arrive at those goals.
So we're
So,
not going to get there for 2030.
no, we're not going to get there for 2030. And it's obvious. This government is a party shop government that they don't understand what is necessary. And that is why Nigel Clark left. That is why he ran away, because he recognized that all they promised, all they wanted to do, they do not have the acumen to do it. They do not have the skill set to do it.
The lack
So
talent.
they have good measurement of debt and modeling of debt and repayment of debt and convincing the country that paying down debt is the most important thing when over the last couple of years we increase our incidence of poverty and dependence on welfare. So we now have to begin to realize that the water situation is serious and we have to fix it.
Hold
We
on.
have
You
to
say
go.
we increase our incidence of poverty.
Yeah, and our dependence on benevolence for survival.
Hence, we are putting more money in path and putting more people on path when we should be taking off people if we're growing the way they say we are growing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Explain to my viewers and listeners the fact that the government constantly say that we have 3.5% unemployment, the lowest ever. How though we have that kind of unemployment and the country went into a recession, people are suffering, cost of living, people
Eh,
are bawling every day.
this is a classic scenario where economics does not work for a country. This is a classic scenario of a country violating economics law. The relationship between unemployment and GDP is what we call Okun's law. So when you're growing, it means that you're hiring more people, they are becoming more productive, and as a result, unemployment is falling.
Yes.
And as a result, that's supposed to be a negative relationship between GDP growth and unemployment. When GDP is growing, unemployment is falling. But
Mhm.
what you recognize with Jamaica, and this is why my research is so relevant, because we observe these, what we call idiosyncrasies that defy the laws of economics, where GDP is falling, right? And
Mhm.
unemployment is also falling. So we have a situation where we have too many cooks spoiling
And,
the
and,
broth.
and it's supposed to be when unemployment is falling, GDP rise.
Yes. But in
Mm.
Jamaica, both fall together. And that is because we don't employ our people in value added industries. We
So we have
employ our people in industries that do not add value to the country's gross domestic product.
so we have 300,000 people that sell rag and lighter and kerchief and crocs on the road.
Yeah, so that's basically what you call commerce.
And we have
So
200,000 people are working at Mr. Chin shop. I sell things for the
yeah, the
Chinaman.
wholesale and retail industry hires the bulk of our labor in this country.
And they get minimum wage and sometimes
Minimum
less.
wage. So we have to begin to realize that no, we have to reorient our minds as to what is the value of our people and what industries are we going to focus on, what industries are we going to penetrate. I did a presentation in the shadow cabinet the other day where I broke down the different industries that we need to shed labor from, because my book also highlight that there are gross overemployment in many of the industries, meaning they are employing more people than what they need to produce their maximum, including the government. So we
Mhm.
have to now reduce those industry employment levels and filter those people into technologically driven, innovative industries so
Mhm.
that we can now create a foundation for Jamaica to move forward productively, because that is the aim, or that should be the aim. Andrew Holness and his government don't have a clue, and their
Oh,
followers are even worse because what they do, they don't do any background research. All they do is have these many trolls on the
yes.
internet following your page, commenting negative stuff,
Yeah.
even when you are trying to express to Jamaican people what is happening.
They don't care
So,
about the truth.
no.
I want to pick your brain this morning, Dr. Arton, because you mentioned the industries that we should be looking at. And I don't know if you were online when the culture and the creative industry made their presentation to the shadow cabinet, because I am of the opinion, and the firm opinion, that the culture and the creative industry is where Jamaica's wealth lies.
Yeah, that's a part of it, you know. And the thing with Jamaicans is that we always think one-sided. So we always think that there's this one specific industry or this one specific channel where all
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show, live on Caribbean Radio HD, right across the United States. We're also on Portland Spice TV at YouTube. Welcome to another Wednesday evening where we have a look at what is happening on this beautiful island we call Jamaica, our island home. Yeah, man. And if you're a Jamaican, wherever you are around the world, we bless you up and we respect you and we thank you for maintaining your Jamaican citizenship. Although some people sell out them Jamaican citizenship. Hey, the NIDS ID is one of the things that the government is looking at because the government wants everybody to have one ID. We were listening a while ago to an interview done 2 Saturdays ago with a Dr. Andre Arton, economist, and he's the Shadow Minister of Technology right here inside of Jamaica for the opposition. We want to listen to a little bit more of what he's saying, and then we come to your lives. Keep it locked to Caribbean Radio HD.
What percentage of Jamaica's GDP is technology,
You
if I
tell
may
us.
ask? It's not known. It's not measured.
It's not measured
No, as a matter of fact.
in this technology age.
No, exactly. As
But
a
that's why
matter of fact.
I tell people, Dr. Arton, that we have too much analog politicians in Jamaica.
When the sun is rising in the east, night falls in the west. Stay on the lookout because
I tell people, Dr. Arton, that we have too much analog politicians in Jamaica.
Yes. We used to have the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the Ministry of Science and Telecommunication and whatever. So this government has inextricably
removed technology,
relegated technology to just telecommunications. And that's so myopic in their thinking. I am like, what are we doing? Where are we headed? Telecommunications is even becoming redundant and obsolete with artificial intelligence being so prevalent.
Yes.
So we have to now begin to think about other types of technology, other types of innovation, and other types of market penetration strategies. So I don't know. We have a far way to go. And if unless we begin to recognize that we need leaders who understand what we want to do, we will never get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the fundamental challenge. We have leaders who don't understand what we need to get done. So all they are there for is to follow through the rhetoric and to say, yes, I'm the prime minister. Yes, I'm the minister of finance. But the objectives have not been patriotic. The objectives have not been nationalistic. The objectives have not been how do we change the scope of vision of a nation of such remarkable people.
You are the shadow minister of
Science, technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship.
Yes. And therefore, you mentioned technology a while ago. Give us an insight into where a PNP administration would take this country in a PNP administration?
Yeah, man, a PNP administration is going to use science, technology, and innovation to change the face of Jamaica. We have a lot of plans in place. As a matter of fact, we plan to ramp up the technological inclusion in all the industries, including crime fighting.
Mhm. We're hearing you, Dr. Arton. We're hearing you.
Including crime fighting. Let me show you a simple scenario that I outlined for them, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
We talk about technology, we talk about innovation, and we want to use the idea of technology and innovation to create innovation hubs, to create incubators for business, to support startup businesses, and to encourage public-private partnership. For technology, we want to expand the broadband access because now, Jamaica only have 55% coverage. We want to bring it up to at least 90. We want to promote digital transformation in government and also digital transformation in business and to invest in emerging innovations like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and the Internet of Things. Fundamentally, even for crime, right? One of my proposed ideas is for us to use 5 million US dollars to buy 2,800 drones. Each parish will get 200 drones, right?
Uh-huh. Okay.
And the police will have to have these 2,800 drone flyers. So we're introducing a new industry there where
And
we have to
so
train new
right away
experts.
you're going to create 2,800 new jobs.
No, more than that. More
Let's say
than that.
about
The 2,000.
3,500.
No, listen. If you have persons working on 8-hour shifts,
Yes.
3
Yes.
8 24 because it's
Yeah.
24 hours. So we're going to have 3 shifts of 2,800 drones in the air monitoring, right?
Oh, hallelujah.
2,800 times 3, 8 3 is 24. So we're looking at 8,400 people
Dr.
being
Arton.
employed in
Dr.
this
Arton.
industry alone. Yes.
Hold on. I would have loved get back your video because where you're talking,
Oh,
if you
you're
see,
not seeing me.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
man.
see?
Because when you are talking, Dr. Arton, more you repeat it, please and thanks.
Yeah,
Give
man.
me
So I
that
was
drone thing there.
explaining to
And
you.
hold on. Labor rights. This is a PNP idea. We have put the stamp on it. We now give this for Andrew to use it because it's election year. So we are going to implement it. Talk again, Dr.
Yeah,
Arton.
man, because we want to be able to monitor crime, we're gonna use $5 million from the budget. We're gonna buy 2,800 drones, and we're gonna operate a 24-hour drone system. Each parish is going to have at any given time 200 drones monitoring their airspace, monitoring the ground, surveilling the area. Now,
Surveying the coastline.
when you have
So
2,800 drones working on.
so that was something I was saying to a caller yesterday evening that Dr. Andre Arton had already spoken about using drone to fight crime in Jamaica. So the PNP is getting ready to take over government, putting forward some of the plans that they are going to be using to deal with the crime situation in Jamaica, because that is one of our major problem in Jamaica. People in the diaspora worry about the murder rate in Jamaica. People want to come back to Jamaica so that they can live and live comfortably. And that's one of the reasons why I've been saying to people that you must take an active part in the politics of your country, because it is the politics that makes the policies that will govern your country. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for yet another evening. We were on yesterday evening, so we are on every Tuesday and Wednesday evening right here on Caribbean Radio HD. It is the Colin Bell Show. Yeah, man, and we talk about politics, current event, sports, religion, sex, whatever it is that you want to talk about. We are ready to talk about it. Just give us a call. Most of you would have known our numbers. Our local number is 804-7072. You have to add the area code to that. That's 876-804-7072. That's the local number. And if you are overseas in the United States, our number is 305-654-7499. That's 305-305-654 7944. Our phone lines are open. You can give us a call. And as we said before, that every time I take the airwaves, I am going to reminding people that Usain Bolt has not gotten back his money. Hello, good evening.
Right now.
Yes,
good evening. Good evening. Citizen.
How are you this evening?
I am good. I'm calling to request that you start doing an enumeration drive. Today is the 5th of March and it ends on the 31st.
Yes.
I'm calling all the talkers and I'm begging and beseeching you guys to do an enumeration drive.
So
encourage the people to go there and enumerate.
Every Jamaican who have not been numerated, go out and get numerated so you can vote. If you numerate by the 31st and the election is called after
Colin,
May, you will make the new voters list. So if you have not yet numerated, we have 26 days left.
26 days left.
Yes.
I am asking them, you come on Tuesday, you come on Wednesday, you come on Saturday because I always watch you.
All right.
I am begging you.
Yes.
I am begging you, do a numeration drive. And did you get to ask Dr. Phillips to do the press conference?
No, not yet. Today is holiday. So today is a holiday in Jamaica.
I'm asking for your permission to call and bother you.
No, ma, what I'll do, I'll talk to
to call and bother you.
I'll talk to the General Secretary about it.
Okay, all right.
Definitely.
All the best with the show. I'm going to go back and listen. All
right, thanks for calling. Bless up. That's my New York caller. She listened to Dr. Peter Phillips yesterday, and her suggestion is that Dr. Peter Phillips should do a press conference to deal with the issue of 2013 when the FSC, the Financial Service Commission, made a recommendation to the government to put restrictions on SSL, that the investment house that is responsible for Usain Bolt's money. And the PNP did put on those restrictions. In fact, Dr. Phillips told us yesterday that he acted to the T. Everything that was asked for by the FSC was done. And in 2017, this Andrew Holness-led administration lifted all the restriction on SSL. All the restrictions were lifted by this present administration. And in fact, when the FSC wrote to them about certain issues, they put the letter in file 13, so much so that the staff at the finance ministry could not find the letter. When Dr. Clark asked them to search for the letter, it was Dr. Clark himself, by his admission, that had to go and search for that letter that the FSC had wrote to the government to deal with the SSL case, because SSL was in breach of a lot of things. And that's one of the questions we did not ask yesterday, because we did not want to get into the legalities of the case that is pending as it relates to SSL, because we know Usain Bolt have a case against them. I think the government is also taking them to court. So, some of the things you don't get out at this stage, because we already hear the DPP calling that there are too many arguments out there on this SSL issue. People are calling for the Kroll report. There was an international forensic audit team that came to Jamaica that did their work, and they supplied a report. Now, I want to ask Marlon Morgan and Adka Fitzenley this question. You were calling for the report from the Integrity Commission, because the Integrity Commission also brought in overseas auditor to did some work on the Prime Minister's statutory filing. And members of the GLP were calling for that report to be released. Why don't you set the example as government and release the Kroll report? Release that report, because we are suspecting that some information that was on a mainstream media network that people refer to as GLPFM, they had some information putting out, and they were telling us that Usain Bolt money was moved as it got to SSL or it didn't get to SSL. Some of those arguments they were putting out to us. So we want the Crawl report to be released. And you see, it's a serious time that we are in, Very serious. We are at a place where the second term of this GLP administration is coming to an end. And really and truly, I don't see any other way for the people of Jamaica to go but to vote out this government. This government, too much rangambu. Colin, remember, SSL don't owe Bolt anything. Only the entity that have a petition against SSL is a shell company. A shell company from St. Lucia. Basically, what this person is saying is not a real company. It's not a real company. It's a company that was just set up. Now, I am wondering about the freezing of assets that have been owned by SSL. Because, listen, SSL was not a joke company. Government entities invested in SSL. More than one government entity. Think NHT had money there, NIS, Banana Company had monies in SSL. The Prime Minister of the country, we know that he got a drawdown from SSL. We asked the question yesterday, but today is a holiday in Jamaica. Today is Ash Wednesday, the beginning of the lengthened season. And in Jamaica, it's a public holiday. Schools are out. Schools are actually on midterm. So we didn't get a chance to ask some of these questions. But we'll definitely be asking these questions because, as I said, one of my things for right now is asking about Usain Bolt money. I sat down many days and watched this youth working money. I really enjoyed watching him working his money. A lot of you would have enjoyed watching him working his money. And then for some people to just sit on one side and take away the youth money. As a father, I am distraught. As a father, I am vexed. As a father, I am demanding that the youth get back in money. And it brings memories of FINSAC. And it is also an indictment, on this GLP-led administration that spends so much money to have the investigation into FINSAC. They set up a commission of inquiry. And to date, we have not seen a report. Information that we have is that a report was tabled, but the GLP-led administration refused to submit that report. And what they have done was put some information in an archive. And whoever wanted can go and look at it. What can go so? But we are aware that there are a lot of big wigs associated with the Jamaican Labour Party that is implicated in the FINSAC report. And people want to blame Dr. Omar Davis for FINSAC. Dr. Omar Davis did not cause the problem, because we also must remember that FINSAC is not the problem. FINSAC was the solution. It was the meltdown of the banking sector. Things like what is happening in SSL happen. People put their money in these banks, and when they want their money, they couldn't get their money because the banks made bad decisions with citizens of Jamaican money and citizens from the diaspora money. All the depositors to those institutions got back their money because of what the government did back then. So it was an effort from the government to pay back innocent people, because at that time, we had no FSC. At that time, we had no depositors insurance. All of those was put in place by the PNP administration, led by PJ Patterson under Dr. Omar Davis. So some of these people here running off their mouth and talking about FINSAC need to go really look at what FINSAC did and to be honest with themselves about FINSAC. Yeah? And I tell people all the while, go ask Audley Shaw if him have nothing to do with some of those drawdowns and some of the problems back in the 90s. People must go ask Edward Siaga. Well, you can't ask Edward Siaga, but ask Andrew Holness if he had worked for anybody who FINSAC had to assist. some of these questions need to be asked, and people are running away from these questions, Yeah? So we have to get serious in this country and look at who is the friend of the people of Jamaica. Here is Usain Bolt money gone down the drain. And to date, we have not heard the Prime Minister with a fulsome statement on this issue. Even with people asking, when did he invest his money in SSL? And why did he take his money the time when he took it? Because some people are wondering if there was some insider trading, somebody gave him some information. And that's why we are saying that no sitting Prime Minister should be hustling and juggling like this present Prime Minister. No sitting Prime Minister should be actively buying stocks and bonds and taking loan from bank. I want to mention these things we are talking about, what come out in the IC report. There was a report on the Prime Minister before the last one, where the Prime Minister was accused of giving work to people who are associated with him, in business with him. And in that first report, the Director of Corruption Prosecution stated that on one of the cases, she found enough evidence to charge the Prime Minister, And a lot of people keep forgetting that the Director of Corruption Prosecution did say in a previous report that on one of the cases, she found enough evidence. She found enough evidence to file a prima facie case to charge the Prime Minister. However, she did not because of the passage of time. Not that there was a statute of limitation on that crime necessarily. But she was saying that because of the passage of time, some of the witnesses, maybe she couldn't find some witnesses and those kind of stuff, which some of us do believe that shouldn't have been her call. She should have charged the Prime Minister and let the court decide on those issues. But the Director of Corruption Prosecution, they would say, in her wisdom, decided not to charge the Prime Minister. And here we are again with the last report from the Integrity Commission with a lot of issues on the table. And we're going into our election. We told you yesterday about a murder that was committed. A murder that was committed right here in Portland. And the murder was committed in Bournebrook yesterday morning. A man was shot and killed. I told you that I had unconfirmed report. Well, I can tell you now that we have confirmation that the police arrested two suspects, two men traveling in a Mark-X car who they are suspecting may be involved in the shooting of the gentleman yesterday morning. I am really happy that the police hold somebody. And the police are saying that they are confident that they will solve this case. Also a murder that was created in Portland. I think it was last year or this year, earlier this year. But a murder was created in the Fairhill area. Was a shooting, broad daylight too. And the police also have 3 men in custody for that murder. So we're just saying to the people who want to come into this parish to create mayhem, our police are on the ball. And our citizens in Portland do not support criminal. So let me tell you something. When we see something, we say something in Portland. Mark that down. Want all the criminals to get this. When we see something, we say something in this parish of Portland. Because this is our parish. And we're not going to sit down and we're going to come here, come and deal with people like people life no matter. In Portland, life matters. That's why we are upset also with Prime Minister Andrew Holness that at the murder of the late Member of Parliament, Dr. Linville Bloomfield, he was not given a state funeral and he was not given an official funeral. And to this day, I have a problem with that, because if a sitting Member of Parliament is murdered in his house, I believe the least that should have happened was an official funeral, if you don't believe that you should give him a state funeral. So that is something that I would want to ask Prime Minister Andrew Holness about. Why Dr. Bloomfield was not given not even an official funeral. Why the Prime Minister did not come to the late Member of Parliament funeral. Me don't forget Dr. Bloomfield, you know. I don't forget it. And I will keep on talking about that murder, because they lock up one man, and the information that we got was that there was more than 2 DNA samples coming out of the murder scene. And one man was arrested and went to court and disappear the court morning. And we don't even hear that he's a person of interest. We don't even hear that he's wanted. It just gone, so nothing. Yeah? Nothing. So we are not comfortable with how these things are dealt with on this island. So we are calling for more detailed investigation in these matters. Yeah? A sitting Member of Parliament murdered and you treat it like nothing. That cannot be the way to go. Yeah? All lives matter. All lives are important. You can't speculate and just leave it at that. So we want an update on that. We also want an update on the murder of the man that was murdered in Patrick Bailey's house. That is something that I get quiet to. That is something that is getting very quiet. Patrick Bailey was Andrew Holness's lawyer. He was the Prime Minister's lawyer. A man was found dead in his house. The police said that there was no forced entry, stab wound and gunshot. And the report that we have gotten so far, that Patrick Bailey said he was asleep. And to date, we have not heard if Patrick Bailey even got on a station for questioning, much less being arrested. Yeah? Pat D, big up yourself. All the people in the chat room at Caribbean Radio HD. So we're calling for some updates on these murders. We're calling on the Commissioner of Police to give us an update on the investigation into the murder of Dr. Linville Bloomfield. Yeah, man. We want to hear what happened with Dr. Bloomfield. We want to hear what happened to the man that was murdered in Patrick Bailey house. Yeah? We want to hear about these things. It is important. It can't just go so. You understand what I say, my people? People lives matters. And we don't want, because some people have them connection, them can get away with anything. No. All men are not equal. But we call for justice for all. Justice for all. But it's one thing I know, you know, that the Almighty God sits high and he looks low. And no sin no sin shall go unpunished. So all of who sit down and I deal with people certain way, I undermine people and I fight against people, no sin shall go unpunished. So all of you who have been destroying and dividing and ruling, your day is going to come. Pat Brown, big up yourself. Yeah, man. And God see everything we wanna do. Remember that. If you have not yet subscribed to Portland Spice TV, we ask you to subscribe Portland Spice TV at YouTube. Welcome if you're just joining us. My name is Colin Bell, and this is the Colin Bell Show, coming live from Portland, Jamaica, in the West Indies. We are on Caribbean Radio HD and all of Caribbean Radio HD associate radio stations. Big up on yourself. Our phone number to call us, 876-804-7072. That's 876-804-7072. And if you are overseas, yeah, man. If you are overseas, 305-654-7944. That's 305-654-7944. You can give us a call. Right now, the phone lines are open. We want to hear from you. Yesterday, we threw out a question, and we never get much response on it. We are asking, based on the fact that Andrew Holness's Integrity Commission filing has not been certified, should he be on a ballot going into the next election? We still don't know who are the other 7, because the Integrity Commission tell us about 8 people who are under investigation for illicit enrichment. George Burke, let me see that message where you put up. Hold on, that's not it. Somebody said no, Andrew Holness should not run back. Not a hell. No. The answer is no. Those are the answers we are seeing. PNP unite and take back Jamaica from the corrupt GLP government. Time come. Vote PNP, give Mark Golding a chance. Andrew get his chance and corrupt the thing. Time come. So, all the messages we have seen so far, they are saying no, Andrew Holness shouldn't run back. Andrew Holness should not be on the ballot. We're not seeing anybody who's saying yes. Everybody is saying no. Andrew Holness should not be on the ballot. The question we are asking, should Prime Minister Andrew Holness be on the ballot in the next election without his Integrity Commission filing being certified? The Integrity Commission said that they are not certifying his filing. He took the Integrity Commission to court. He asked the court for leave to challenge some of the findings. The court denied leave to challenge because one of the things that they ask is that the court should force the Integrity Commission to certify the Prime Minister's filing. And the court said, no, them can't do that. Them can't do that. Now, how it will look for the Prime Minister running in the election and his taxes. It's about taxes, you know. And his tax run the country. How is he going to run and his taxes not certify? That, to me, no look good at all. That no look good. So, we're waiting and we're listening. Yeah, man, and we're checking out what the people must say. If Andrew Holness, Arlene, what you say? Blessings. You are. What do you say on the question? Should Andrew Holness run in the upcoming election without his statutory filing being certified? Maxine Bignall. Let me scroll down and see. I want to say, Mr. Colin, some of the police is not doing anything about crime. My nephew was visiting and they broke in the house and stole his stuff while he was sleeping. And the police them not find no camera on the house. PNP or GLP, no difference, Mr. Colin. Do you know that if the PNP win, things not going to be better? I don't know that. I know that things always get better when the PNP is in power. That's what I know. Yeah. Things always get better when PNP in power. Tanya J, how you doing? Blessing, good afternoon to you, ma'am. Good afternoon to Tanya and Maxine. Empress MJ, good afternoon to you. So we're asking the question. We see a lot of answers in the chat room over here. So we're looking in the Caribbean Radio chat room. Good evening, Shaka Fame. Let's take a call. 305, good evening. 305, good evening.
Mr. Shaka.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
My day, man. What going on with you?
I just want to say a little thing, you know.
Talk to me, man.
With all what's going on in Jamaica, you think the Prime Minister is the biggest problem? You don't think the DPP and the Governor General is the biggest problem with everything that's going on in Jamaica?
I don't see the Governor General as a part of the problem because the Governor General mostly have some ceremonious powers, right? So what the Governor General does, Leaford Palmer, is carry out the wishes of the Prime Minister, of the government. So I wouldn't say the Governor General is a part of the problem. I don't want to think the DPP is a part of the problem either. But that no, me not go really fight you upon that as your opinion. But as a state of fact, the Governor General, I don't see where the Governor General is a part of the problem.
Don't the king is the one that actually run Jamaica at this time?
Well, the king is the head of state. The king is the head of state, represented by the Governor General. But hear me, what it is that the Governor General really does. The Governor General appoint, for the Integrity Commission, the Governor General appoints the chairman and the directors, but he appoints them in consultation with the Prime Minister and the leader of opposition. So outside of that, I think that is one of his core responsibilities. But most of the other people, him appoint them on the advice of the Prime Minister. So the Governor General don't really do no whole heap of work. And that's why we are ready to get rid of the king. Because the king as head of state is really a waste of time. The king is not interested.
Right. But don't every era, maybe, I don't know what time factor, the Governor General have to report to the king of the behavior of the Prime Minister.
I don't even believe that happened, brother. I don't even believe that.
But it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen, don't?
Are you aware that the Prime Minister is a king's counsel? The Prime Minister gives counsel to the king, you know.
I know.
So,
but the Governor General is supposed to have a report that goes to the king of what's going on in the country and the behavior of the Prime Minister and whoever.
What I would tell you is that nothing come off that, brother. I don't think no report sent up to the king. And if a report sent up to the king, I don't even know if the king look upon it. Because that's why we are saying to the people of Jamaica that the removal of the king is secondary to the removal of the Privy Council, because the king not really do nothing for you, brother. King not do nothing for you.
That's true. But now we'll get back to the DPP now.
Yes.
The DPP right now is the head of like the criminal system in Jamaica, right?
Why would you say that though? Why would you say that? That the DPP is the head of
The
a criminal.
DPP
No.
can start. The DPP can start any case, and the DPP can stop any case that she wants.
That's a fact. That is a state of fact.
Okay.
Yes.
So I heard you talking about this Mr. Bailey case where man dead in a house.
Yes.
You don't think if it's supposed to go to trial or something, that's supposed to leave up to the DPP?
No, hold on. Before the DPP would make a ruling, the police have to submit something. And that's why we need an update from the police if they have submitted anything to the DPP. So if hold on a little bit. If the police not submit nothing, because remember now, the DPP is not an investigator. So the DPP now go look for who commit the murder or who should be charged. The police have to do them work and then them submit something to the DPP and the DPP say, yeah, we have a case or we don't have a case. You understand me?
Look here. The DPP can ask whatever she wants. The DPP can pressure anything she wants.
Yes, she can ask for it. But if hold on.
Look, where the Colin. Look on this SSL case. The DPP have all the files and she going around. Look on Grace McLean case of going with Umot.
Hold on. Break up. Hold on. No, hold on. I heard the DPP in an interview with Dean Jackson Miller and said that there are some critical pieces of information in the SSL case that she have not gotten from the police. And the police, they are searching through tons of documents to find those critical pieces. Right? The Grace McLean issue, the Ministry of Finance, between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Education, they have been tardy in doing the work that they should do. So, as may I explain to you, the DPP can't take a case to court without somebody name to charge. So, some work have to be done before it get to the DPP. And that's why the police must give us an update, especially on the Patrick Bailey case, and the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Education must tell us what happened with that Grace McLean money that they allow the statute of limitation to kick in and we lose in $100 million.
Look here, maybe think you're playing a good guy still, but
no, I'm not playing a good guy. No. Not doing that. What I am doing. No, but you see, I can't allow you to mislead my listeners. While I know if something
it's not mislead. This is not mislead.
No, the
DPP. Why you think Delroy Chuck fight to get back the DPP? Because she are cover up for them. Me I tell you this. They are covering up for Andrew Holness, Delroy Chuck, the whole of the labor right. The DPP are play politics in a Jamaica.
But now go say, hold on.
The DPP, the whole of them are play politics in Jamaica. Me I gotta be honest.
I am not going to join you by saying the DPP is playing politics, and I'm not going to defend the DPP and say she's not.
No, you don't have to join.
Hold on, but what I'm saying to you, hold on, what I'm saying to you, when there's a case to be investigated by the police, the DPP have no decision to make until the police presents a case. So if the police don't investigate the matter, the DPP can't go forward with the matter who the DPP are charged. It is the police that investigate and find the suspect, bring the case to the DPP, and the DPP can prosecute.
Can I make a suggestion and then I ask you a question?
Go right ahead, sir.
Okay. You said you hear the DPP and Dean Jackson program saying she waiting on some critical evidence before she can go ahead with the case, right?
Yes.
Why has Usain Bolt come out and start to talk about the money? She ready to go through the case. She ready to start the case now. Why has Usain Bolt come out and start to talk about the money and people start to leak out and come with all sorts of story about Usain Bolt money? Why the DPP ready to start the case now?
You realize
that makes sense?
You realize one of the things that the DPP is also saying that people are jeopardize the case because people attack.
Because they want to show the case. Why the rest of case then where people talking about? Why she never come out and say this? Look here, Mr. Bell. Me respect your program. me listen to your program every time. Me make sure set up a catch up program. I may be honest because me learn a lot. But me ever tell you this, my youth.
Mm-hmm.
The DPP is biased in look. The DPP work with tainted people for prosecute Vice Cartel, Ninja Man, and all of these people. Look how many cases where them have all the evidence for, and the DPP let all those cases go.
I don't know which are what name some of them cases the way I said the DPP have things for and let them go. Name me some of them. Like what?
The case with Mr. Bailey. The case with Mr. Bailey.
With which Bailey?
Man dead in
all right, hold on, Colin.
Yeah?
Hold on. You heard me brought up that case. Hold on. You heard me brought up that case a while ago. We need Fitzbailey used to give us some report on that case. So what we must do now?
Fitzbailey is the same thing.
Hold on,
Fitzbailey in the clique too. He's in the clique to Mr. Colin Bell.
I'm not defend nobody, because I want to get to the bottom of these cases. So we are calling on the police now to give us an update on that case where they are. Because as I said to you, until the police make their submission, the DPP can't work, brother. The DPP is not an investigator. The police have to do them work.
Mr. Colin Bell, the police, them just are going to make submission and the case them with it. So this is just a cover-up. And then them are going to talk about limited of time.
I agree with you,
Hold on.
I agree with you that in the Patrick Bailey case, cover up again. Now, who is doing the cover up? I don't know.
The SSL case, Rural Real case, Patrick Bailey case, and Grace McLean case, the whole.
It's a fair statement to say cover up again, but I don't think it is fair that we can accuse the DPP until we get some information that a file has been submitted. The police must submit a file. So what we first want to know, what I first want to know, if the police had submit a file to the DPP on the murder in Patrick Bailey's house. Me want to know that. So we're calling on the police for a report on that.
May I ask you one more question again?
Yeah.
You remember when Nigel Clark get the file about the SSL report?
Yes, man. I spoke about that earlier.
He never get it.
Yes, man.
Then he say, he find it in a one drawer.
In a FEMA office.
Don't?
Yes, man.
In a FEMA office.
Yes, man.
This is all the cover up that going on with the
That's
DPP,
Nigel,
the
hold on.
The
only thing I keep saying to you, because I tell people I am not a blogger. So me not just come as scandal people. I'm a broadcaster. Hold on. Hold on a little bit. Let me just finish this. Let me just finish. I'm a broadcaster and I take pride in what I do. No, me not defend the DPP. Me not defend labor right. You know that. But the truth must be first and foremost in what we do. And the fact is, if the police have not submitted a file to the DPP now have nothing to do with the Patrick Bailey case. I heard the DPP also say that she's ready to go to trial to try Jean and Panton in the SSL case. She said that as well. And as soon as I come out for the phone with you, I go and play the clip from the interview which I heard the DPP in, so you can hear the DPP to yourself.
That, Mr. Colin, that's what I just said to you. Why him a wait for certain files to come in before and start the case, and that Usain Bolt come out now and start talk about him money? That's the question I ask you. I heard the clip. Me hear everything.
Yeah.
So that's the question I'm asking you. Why now as everybody start to talk about Usain Bolt money, Usain Bolt to get back his money, and Usain Bolt start to talk about his money now? Why ain't ready to go try case now?
They are embarrassed. Everybody in every Jamaican who is associated with this case right now is embarrassed. Any Jamaican who is a patriot, the Jamaican, and is not embarrassed about this case, can't tell me that they are a patriot. Because this youth has given so much to this country. Yeah? and come back and invest in money in this country. And then you have some reprobate coming out and I say if government did tell him to invest and him invest in money for making money. Those are reprobate and wicked people.
To be honest, Mr. Bell, I don't even deal with them the conversation there. You know, to me thing when me talk about is Andrew Holness and the DPP and these people. These are the people when me listen to for them input me want hear. Me no want hear about the little fool people where them have to say, you know. That now have nothing to do with me.
And that's one of the arguments we are saying with all of this. 2 years and counting, we haven't heard anything from the Prime Minister as it relates to Mr. Bolt's money. We heard the former Minister of Finance said that he's not going to leave any stone unturned and he was going to bring in the FBI, which was a blatant lie to the people of Jamaica. Him jump ship and gone, and all know we don't hear nothing about the FBI. They brought in the company that is called Crawl, which is a company that do them research in procedures and on forensic audit. They have submitted a report, and that report is under cover-up. So yes, there are some cover-up taking place, but until the file is submitted, we can't blame the DPP.
All right, one more point I'm going to make before me go and make it go. One more point I'm going to make. We even Andrew Holness and this SSL thing now. Andrew Holness put so many government entity money in SSL, right?
Yes.
Oh, we know say Andrew Holness put money in it himself. That's why we are asked. That's why we are asked from yesterday. Hold on. That's why we are asked from yesterday evening. When did Andrew Holness invest in SSL? How much him invest? And we know say him get out $100,000 US. We want information on that. Me personal, I don't believe that man put any of his money in it. Because we can't see an account where we put money in it. We only hear about account where in what more account with $0. Me come to Jamaica and me want what more account and I'm going to get it what because me have to go find JP, me have to go full of farm, me have to go and a prime minister what more account with $0.
Yeah, because him the prime minister I'm not equal, him bigger than you. Where him can get away with you can't get away with it. Where him can do you can't do.
That's where you wrong.
Which part me wrong?
Me money pay the prime minister.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. You think you and the prime minister are equal?
If me think the prime minister no more than me,
brother.
The prime minister just want little boy. You know more than me.
May I ask you a question? You think you and the prime minister equal?
No, because I'm more than him. Me more than him. Me.
All right.
Me put myself in a
category
more than the prime minister.
All right, fine. But let me ask you a question. If you come to Jamaica and walk into any bank in Jamaica and ask for a loan, and the Prime Minister walk into that bank and ask for a loan, who you think will get it faster?
But that no means more than me.
Just ask
so
you
wrong. That's the problem with we Jamaican.
Answer the question I may ask you. Who going to get it faster?
I don't know. We don't go speculate and say maybe the Prime Minister.
Brother.
But that doesn't mean the Prime Minister more than me or bigger than me.
The Prime Minister.
More than me,
hold on. I'm going to tell you something. The Prime Minister went to Barita to get a loan of $50 million. He's supposed to use him house and he's supposed to use some stocks and bonds to secure the loan. When the Prime Minister get the loan, the company where him use never own the house. The stocks and bonds where him use never buy it. But Barita still give him the loan. You think you could have get that loan, brother? Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this evening. Hold on. Let me tell you this evening, the 5th of March. All men are not equal. Here? Know that.
Well, look here. Mr. Bell, you have it wrong. Me I tell you say you have it wrong.
Okay.
So that way the Prime Minister do. Me just have to ask you a question now, you know. You don't think that is a criminal act?
Of course.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not right. And that's why the Integrity Commission flag it, because it's not right.
So why you ever tell me say the Prime Minister bigger than me now? The Prime Minister not no shame.
Brother, the Prime Minister
any shame or any integrity.
Hold on, don't get me wrong. What I'm basically saying to you is the Prime Minister will get more leeway, more bly than you in Jamaica.
No,
and
you're talking.
And that's why I say that no sitting Prime Minister should be hustling and juggling like the regular citizen in the country. All right?
Yeah.
May I
And
take
all
a
of these
next
things
call.
now.
May I have you on for a while. May I take a next call.
Yeah, man. That's
Big
cool.
up yourself. 804-7072. Good evening. Hello, good evening. 804-7072. 7072. Good evening. I'm not hearing the caller. I don't know if the caller not hearing me. Hello, good evening. All right. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show, Caribbean Radio HD.
Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, we are on a break on Caribbean Radio right now. We soon come back. Yeah, go right ahead, caller.
Hello, good afternoon, Colin.
Yes.
Okay, I'm listening to what you were saying to that gentleman, and that gentleman raised a lot of good points, right? First and foremost, when in terms of the SSL situation,
Yeah.
after so many years, Usain Bolt have not been speaking about this. And the DPP come out and say she waiting on critical files. And after Usain Bolt come out and speak, don't it look suspicious that the DPP can say, boy, know that she can go ahead?
Of course
and
it looks
start the process.
Of course it looks suspicious.
And one of the things what she did subliminally is that she said something like to give the prosecution hint. She said, I don't want to feel like that I'm giving the prosecution any hint, like that I can delay it. You remember that conversation?
Yes.
In that same conversation, sir, I hope the prosecution don't feel like that I am giving them any hint. Also, there's another thing that I want to ask you, because I listen to Wilfred Wattigan sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And he always said the Governor General is the supreme authority of the island, right? Are you telling me that?
Go ahead.
Are you telling me that because I am saying that, isn't there somewhere in the Constitution where the Governor General, as much as the Prime Minister can give him or the Cabinet can give him some laws, he doesn't have to at least assent to it? Can't he say no?
Him not have
this
that.
Is not. So
him not have that power.
He has to do it? He has to sign it?
Yeah, him not have that power.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, man.
So in terms of so even if the Prime Minister is breaching the Constitution, even the
hold on. Like, for instance, if the Prime Minister names a senator, the Governor General have to appoint that senator. He can't appoint the senator.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah,
right?
We know those things. Yeah, we know that. Those are trivial things.
When the Finance Minister and the Cabinet writes the throne speech and give it to the Governor General, that is what him have to read.
Yeah, we know all of those.
You understand?
Yeah. But what I'm talking about, that is what because these are economists and this is how the budget are going to run. But what I'm talking about now, like this constitution, where there's constitutional breaking, you want to tell me that the Governor General can sign on that when the fact is there that he's breaking the Constitution?
If the lower house and the upper house pass it, look at let's look at the Portmore bill that is going through right now. There are some people who are saying that it is unconstitutional because it is cutting across constituencies.
Yeah.
If they send that bill to the Governor General, he must sign it.
So you are saying that every bill that goes to the General, him talk at all. So him just have to just put him signature on it, done this.
For most part, yes.
Becomes law.
For most part, yes. Not for.
No, man, I'm almost sure there's somewhere in the.
No, man, hold on.
I'm almost sure that.
Hold on,
going to speak to Mr. Rattigan.
Hold on, man. There are a few things. Very few, that the Governor General have authority over. For the most part, the Governor General is a rubber stamp, brother.
So we don't need him then.
Then that's why we are moving. That's why that is the easy part. Everybody agree that the king must go, That's not the issue in Jamaica. The issue in Jamaica is the Privy Council, because it is the Privy Council now that can rule a bill unconstitutional and throw it out. It is the Privy Council that can tell us that a man now go prison or that man must go prison.
Okay, there's something that you said earlier. Yeah. But there's something that you said earlier which I don't agree with.
What is that?
When you said that the finance minister with Grace McLean situation, you say it's tardiness. I do not believe that is
Well,
calmness.
I agree that is cover up and corruption. That's corruption.
Look at. I am going to show you some instances also. Rural weed is another one. I'm going to show you another one.
Rural weed has been charged. You know. Rural weed has been charged. But what is happening with the rural weed case? His lawyers are doing all sort of gymnastics so as to push back the case and delay it and draw it out. And what they said is justice delay is justice denied. So they are trying to draw it out as much as they can so that them see if rural weed can get to it.
Okay, let me tell you something, Colin. A lot of persons in society that we call respectable are losing credibility for this government here. I'm going to tell you one of them, Mr. Fitzbailey. When that gentleman died from the place, the prison authority there, and the work that I do accidental repair performance. When you're involved in an accident, I assess those things.
Yes.
Right? When I heard the commentary by Mr. Fitzbailey said, the man, drive off of the cliff and the car, there's no way you're going to drive off of a cliff with a 40, 50 miles or whatever hour, and you land on 4-wheel over whether 50 feet, 20 feet or whatever feet, and the car is not damaged. The man don't sustain no kind of injury or nothing at all, and then come out of the car and hang himself. Mr. Bailey should have gone to prison for them comments that were made. And there was no journalist that the last time I heard on Nationwide, Cliff asked him if he's going to put his credibility on that, if he really believes something like that happened. How can you say these things that a man drive off a cliff and the car not damage, the car land on them 4-wheel and nothing at all happened to it? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of persons who is losing their credibility because of this government. I listen to Dennis Chung, Nadine Spencer, Kevin O'Brien Chang, and these people, I wonder if them sleep at night and go downtown and see the realistic life of some of the people that that is happening in Jamaica.
Somebody in one of the chat room is saying to me, Colin, you get it wrong. The GG has more power than the Prime Minister. Remember, if the GG doesn't sign off on Portmore, it cannot go forward, although the Parliament sign off on it. But when I said to you, but what I said to you is that the GG has to sign. Him not have the authority not to sign. Once the Parliament... Hold on.
Colin,
hold on a little bit.
Him have the authority, man. Him have the authority.
No, brother.
Okay.
Listen,
if the GG... Hold on. Try to we can get to Rotterdam. Try to we can get to Rotterdam.
Hold on, man. If the GG don't sign in breach...
It cannot be law.
If him not sign, it cannot be law. But the GG don't have the authority not to sign. That's why I said to you, the GG is in for the most part, not for every part, you know, but for 90% of his duty. The GG is a rubber stamp, brother.
Yeah, we know that. But what I'm saying, when there's constitutional breach, look at the Constitution is the supreme law of the land now.
And that's why you have a constitutional court.
Yeah, but the GG is a supreme person over the Prime Minister.
No, brother. No.
All right. I've listened to Rotterdam on these things and then read out the Constitution, the powers of the GG and everything. For the most part, if you listen to the law, we know the GG is just a ceremonial people.
If you listen to the law, it tells you the person is appointed on the advice of the Prime Minister after consultation with the leader of the opposition, and the GG sign off. That is it, brother. All right. Hold on. Let me show you an example. Look at the case with the Director of Public Prosecution, the DPP we're talking about. When the government go into the Parliament and in one day they push it through the Parliament and they sign off on it. Cabinet sign. The GG had to sign. It went to the court and the court said it was illegal. So she have to stop work. Then it go back to the court and the court say it's legal. So she start work again. The GG now have the authority not to sign when Parliament send it to him, brother. Remember that. If him don't sign, if it don't sign, it cannot be law. But him not have the authority not to sign. Once it go to him rubber stamp it and send it back. All right?
Okay,
Blessings.
thanks, boss.
Yeah, man. For the most part, my people, the Governor General in Jamaica is a rubber stamp. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Hello, good evening.
Mr. Bell,
Yes, sir.
you're totally wrong.
Wrong with what?
You haven't why you said that, Mr. Bell? You haven't why you said that?
Yeah.
Because none of the GG them never always appointed by the government and then take side.
No, man, but you have GG.
Hold on, Mr. Bell.
Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man.
All right.
You have GG would have done both administration, GLP and PNP.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Once the bill go to them sign, brother.
Yeah, but I don't mean they can't. They have to sign it. Mr. Bell.
Yeah.
Mr. Bell, the GG is the head of the land. All bills go to the GG and it get all right. Let me tell you something. Is the report more something there, Mr. Bell? Is it Parliament passes? If the people write to the GGG, you know, right? And him can represent people, you know, right? The people can say to him, say, no, I'm have to do it. It's because the world is corrupt. Mr. Bell, you see something there, there's something they call him, when pass with the right, where the court turn it, same, what they call it? No, man, the security something they set up, they call it him. What is the security thing, and the GG, the governor have all the power. Speech, everything can, right? It's because most time them not do their work. So Mr. Bell. Yeah. All right.
You work. Also, good evening, my brother. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me tell you now. The head of state is the King of England. Governor General is his representative here. If the Charles can visit Jamaica, he's not in. Governor General is set back, and Charles is now the head of Jamaica on his visit here. But if Parliament passes a bill and it goes to the Governor General, if he doesn't sign it, he would have to resign. If he doesn't sign it, he would resign. Because it's a convention. Right, so you have some things that they call convention. They are not laws, but they have to be followed by tradition. If the Governor General says he's not signing it because nobody can force him, it means that he's going to resign. He couldn't stay there. So by right, he'll have to sign it by way of a convention. No, he has no discretion in that. No, that's not his business. It's not the Governor General business. No care how him think that it is unconstitutional. He has a duty to sign it. If you and I want to challenge it, we go to court. In the Constitutional Court. So the General can't take up things, you know. No, he's not a lawyer. He couldn't say it's unconstitutional. Come on, he couldn't say that. It's a rubber stamp. It's a rubber stamp. Let me tell you when he can become very important. Suppose you have a tie between two parties in Parliament. Remember before that tie became threatening, we had to change to 63 seats. Yeah, when we had to take, it was easy to see a tie. You have a tie in Trinidad already. When that tie happened now, the Governor General knows him choose who going to be Prime Minister.
So the Governor General, if there's a tie, choose who's going to be the Prime Minister.
Yes, I remember now, him choose who going to be the Prime Minister, but it's always the party we have more MPs.
Become the Prime Minister.
The party, yes.
Right. So when Parliament sends that letter to the Governor General and say, this man enjoys the majority of the support in the Parliament, the Governor General has to name him Prime Minister.
Have to.
Can't say no.
Can't say no. The only time now is if him have a tie now, as happening in Trinidad.
Yes.
Now you're going to want that now. The Prime Minister have to say who is, the Governor General have to say who is Prime Minister.
So, listeners, we're talking to Bert Samuels, senior attorney at law in Jamaica, and is an authority on the Constitution. And you heard him say it a while ago, that when Parliament signs a bill and send it to the Governor General, if the Governor General don't sign it, he have to resign. So for most part, the Governor General is a rubber stamp. Tell us, Bert, if there's any instant that the Governor General don't have to do what the government says.
There was a case in Australia once when he didn't do it. And it became very controversial because he's supposed to do it. He was a figurehead.
So you are saying, you said two things that I am saying, Bert. That the Governor General is for the most part 95% a rubber stamp.
That's right.
And for the most part a figurehead.
Yeah.
Council, yeah. I'm not going to keep you no longer because we never planned this. Thank you very much.
All right, one love.
All right. So, for all my callers, that was the noted attorney at law. The only reason why that man is no King's Counsel, because that man is a Pan-Africanist. That man say him no want no title with no queen or no king. No call him no Queen's Counsel or no King's Counsel. So we just talk to a senior attorney at law in Jamaica. Good evening, Colin.
Yes, Sam.
Talk to me.
Yeah, let me ask you. This Queen Council thing now going on. When that's with that. Well, your friend,
turn off your instrument in the background there for me, please.
Sorry. Let me turn on.
Turn on your radio in the background. And just listen to me on your telephone. Talk to me.
Yeah. Your friend Idiot Ming. When are we upon to get the team together for attack this boy, brother, man?
Listen, man. No, but he might get the beating when forget. He's getting regular spanking, you know.
But know that, man.
Because we're not allowing any lie to go and challenge. So anytime they tell a lie, we go do the research and come with the receipt and debunk their lies.
Yeah, but the brother still come every day.
No, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm working, get paid for do that, you know, brother. You expect him to stop? I'm not going to stop.
Man, come out to the man for apologize.
So who for apologize?
Huh?
Who himself for apologize?
Him say, Marky G for apologize.
For what?
For him go overseas, go say.
Go say what? The man spoke his mind. Some of the mainstream media has been bought and paid for in Jamaica, brother.
No, he's not speaking mind, he speak what happening.
He speak the truth.
him just talk what happened.
Yeah, man. Marlon Morgan.
Exactly.
Sure, man. Don't waste time for Marlon Morgan, man.
No,
No,
man.
no give
Idiot
no
thing
relevance.
that, man. Oh, why may I tell him? Me need for year.
Idiot amid that, man. Idiot amid.
Idiot mean. Yeah, man.
All right, my brother.
Come out and start biting, man. Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Respect. So,
yeah.
You all heard it a while ago. You all heard it. The Governor General of Jamaica can't cause no problem. So, me refute that. The Governor General, you hear the lawyer say it, just a figurehead, is a rubber stamp. He's the head of state. He's representing the head of state. He's representing the king. And that's why there's an argument about what kind of president we want. Yeah? What kind of president we want? Do we want just a president like the Governor General that is just a rubber stamp? Florizel didn't refuse to sign something for Michael. Well, you send a message late, caller. You send that message late. But the Governor General is just a rubber stamp. Most of the things we got to him have to just sign. 804-7072. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Hello, good evening.
Yes, my boss. Good evening.
Welcome.
Yeah, just I listen to your program. Man, get a little bit panic.
Talk to me.
Yeah, with the Governor General, and it's obvious he got to go, because him not serve no purpose. Same like the government.
Where say the government not serve no purpose?
No, him and the government not serve no purpose. Him got to go.
Yes, time come.
You know what, ironic, what is so surprising to me is that a thing like the governor, person like the government general, I get much over 34 million a year.
Yes, man, I will. If money him get.
For doing nothing, for being a figurehead.
For being a figurehead and a rubber stamp.
And then now these people now have a wall lamp on the Privy Council where I dig out Jamaica taxpayer money.
You see, that is the major part of the constitutional reform, and the labor rights are running away from it. The labor rights don't want to deal with that aspect of constitutional reform.
Yeah, and these so-called big neck people in a society. You hear them voice and these things. Right?
Yeah, man. Somebody's asking if I'm aware that the GG attended the Fruitful Vale All-Age School. Yeah, man. The GG and my mother got school together. No, don't hold on. I don't want nobody to get it wrong, We now have an issue with Patrick Allen, the man. The position of GG is what we are discussing, not the person. I know Patrick Allen well. We come from the same community. Caller?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and what I'm saying, this so common sense thing, we understand it. So is your common sense a use? You understand
common
me?
Sense, not so common do,
You understand? And these big neck people in society sit down and so quiet on these things.
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious that the government buy them out and pure corruption.
Pure corruption in the place, brother. That is the thing.
Yeah.
Pure corruption.
They have to go.
They got to go. All right, sir. Thanks
Jamaica
for the call.
need to stand up and vote them out, man. Yeah,
all
man.
right, brother. Blessings.
That's the only way to correct.
Yes, definitely.
All right, thank
Respect.
you.
I have this clip here. Let me see if I can reach it. Let me see if I can reach it.
So I could deal with the elephant in the room first.
Which one?
You would say the only problem you have with...
Hold on there. Hold on. Yes, Sam. Good evening.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bell.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, the more golden.
Hold on. You
See
heard.
everybody.
Hold on, man. You heard the lawyer a while ago.
Yeah, man.
You agree now?
Me take you up on the case, man. Me say, me take you up on the case. Me let's go for my laptop and go to the Constitution and
But
pull
brother,
them off and send come give you.
brother.
Me say me going to take you and hold on them someone. Me say there are a lot of details in that part, the constitution, where give the power to Governor General. But I'm going to do research and by next week I send it to you.
Hold on. Hold on. When I was talking about it, it sound like me that guess and spell. Me need that guess.
Hold on, man. You see, most people read the first two parts of the paragraph of the Constitution.
Hold on.
And read the body.
You know who Bert Samuels is?
I don't matter who Bert Samuels is. In the lose case.
All right, let's move on. Yeah. Let's move on. Go to a different topic. Come on, go to a different topic.
Yeah, going back to the media house. And Mr. Morgan attacked Mr. Mark Golden. We cannot go on one media house and check how much member from that organization are working with this government in powerful position. Senate, Prime Minister Advisor, Press Secretary, all those things. You're in the media a long time, you know. Right? So I don't know what the hypocrite self them are behave.
But I think it was Dayton who said that media house is an incubator for the government. Because remember, one go to the police force too, you know.
Yeah, just 7 of them, man. 7 of them. It's 7 of them.
Yeah, man. And the rest of them are singing for them dinner.
And I'm disappointed with the former MP from Montego Bay.
Who is that? Who is that?
What in name? One time PMP Speaker of the House. A journalist man. When name from Central St. James. What in name?
Light B Smith. Is it Light B? I know Light B. What name? Again? Oh God, I know who you are talk.
Yeah, man.
Was it the last Speaker of the House?
Yeah, PMP, right. I'm saying we know everything we're going on in the media. We know from the 90s, we know the media house operate. Because the media was owned by private sector. And the private sector always go against the government of PMP. The history of the private sector from the 70s.
Yeah.
They always against the government. And they won a lot of the station them. And they spend the most money with the station them.
Yeah.
Right? So we have to go around, right? Like this, what his name? He should just close him out and not say nothing.
But so what I be say? What him say?
He must say, Mark, we apologize to. I like the name.
Apologize for what?
For the truth.
Look here, man. When we talk about apology, Delroy Chuck said that parliamentarians must tell the Integrity Commission that their spouses don't want to give them the information to put in their filing. Did he apologize for that?
And that is a criminal act.
Did he apologize for that?
That is a criminal act.
Eh?
That's a criminal act.
Look here, man. Lord, the man, them apology thing, yeah, brother.
Brethren, I'm saying, people must debunk it, right? Cause and your station go for nationwide.
Sure, man. Stop.
No moral.
Why you promote the station over here, so?
No, I'm going to promote them. I
promote them.
I burn them out. No, burn them out. We burn them out every day.
All right, sir.
Remember now, that you don't know who you're talking to, right? But the East, we know a curfew switch. We know everything around the media. 70% of Jamaica know everything about the media.
Of course, people know.
So they're gonna try to write on something where everybody laugh after them, because they don't know shame, and then lie. If you want a survey right now, if you then can tell you if media house them. Right? Because you look at the news, look at the article, and look at their debate. They just tell you.
You see, like the party leader said, the most critical part of any poll is voter intention. How could you release the voter intention on a Saturday? Normally that is released on a Sunday. All right, my boss. Big up yourself here.
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself. Yeah, man. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show live on Caribbean Radio HD. I am almost sure I sent that clip across.
With me is that me don't tell us he's a laborer.
No, not that you don't tell me, you don't admit it.
So admit it to who? Like you what it
Hold on, no, I sent across the wrong clip. I'll go and find the clip with the DPP. That's the clip I'm looking for. The DPP on SSL. Because I have that interview where the DPP was talking to Dean Jackson Miller. And the DPP said some things, you know. In fact, it was surprising some of the things that the DPP said in that interview. And I'm looking for it because I want to play it for the item. Because the DPP was talking about some critical pieces of information that he needs to find, that the police need to find before she go to court. Also, let me remind people that the DPP is the chief prosecutor in Jamaica. And the DPP have immense powers. As one caller said earlier, the DPP can stop a case at any time. Right? And the DPP can decide not to charge somebody or to charge somebody. So, the DPP have those powers. But for the DPP to take a case to court, the police have to investigate and find the information. Yeah? And then the police submits a file to the DPP. The DPP then peruse that file, go through the file and see if everything is there. Yeah? And then the DPP then now decide whether or not to charge the person. Right? So the DPP don't just charge like that. So I find the clip. I find the clip now. And I've sent it across where I think we should be able to play this clip, you know. So, listeners and viewers, listen to the DPP and Dean Jackson Miller now. Listen this.
For breach of any of the environmental legislation will be taken over and prosecuted by a senior officer of the office of the DPP.
All right, let me move on to something else, because last year in an interview with Nigel Clark, former finance minister, on his last day as finance minister, I'd asked him about the SSL case, and this is what he said. Let's listen in.
What I've not been satisfied with is the pace at which that has moved. Yeah, that, and you know, the people of Jamaica don't differentiate. I am the person in the public light. I'm in the public domain, but I'm not responsible for all parts of the process. We have investigators, we have police, we have a DPP, we have courts, and all of those are independent authorities that I can't instruct. And I'm just, you know, this is not a criticism, but this is just my heart. I have one opportunity, you know, just to pour out my heart, and I feel hurt and disappointed, you know, that I've, you know, put that effort in, taking major risk, right, in getting forensic auditors from the United Kingdom to do a massive investigation. That file has been put to the DPP from late 2023, and nothing has kind of come of it. And people are looking and wondering, hey, what's going on? You know, I've done my part.
And of course, that was former Finance Minister Nigel Clark speaking to me on all angles. And of course, from time to time, we see Usain Bolt tweet some of his characteristic trademark cryptic tweets with things like, for instance, the amount of money that was defrauded from him, and expressing impatience with the pace of the negotiation. I see my colleague and friend at the Gleaner, Jovan Johnson, got to you first on this DPP. So bad minding him a little bit, but I'm still gonna be asking you in terms of what's happening there.
Well, first of all, having listened to what Mr. Clark had to say, it's just so unfortunate that he didn't avail himself of speaking to us directly to find out exactly our side of it. Because I don't know who he got his information from, but we are aware as a DPP's office that perhaps due to an excess of enthusiasm or youthful exuberance, some of the investigators perhaps may have had some element of amnesia when they have been advising members of the public or even Mr. Clark as to what has been happening. In terms of the update that I received, there was a letter dated October 23rd, 2024 from my office. And remember, our SSL task force is headed by a deputy DPP who is in charge of our mutual legal assistance and financial crimes unit. You have 4 lawyers. It is an extremely voluminous exercise, and we sent a letter indicating all of the matters that were outstanding, that were required. It seems, and I'm going to say it quite clearly here, that there are some investigators or some persons there who thought that by waving a magic wand and just speaking it into being, they thought they had enough so that they could go before the court. But since we are the ones who are saddled with prosecuting cases of this nature to the requisite standing of beyond a reasonable doubt, and we are not into this thing to get a sound bite, we have to make sure, especially in a complex matter like this, that we have adequate information. And what I was informed now, I'm looking at it, by letter dated December 30th from the FID, they answered the 12 points that we had sent to them about an update on the status of the 12 outstanding materials. Now, there is one that is absolutely critical. And what I've been made to understand, because I decided to drill down so that I had been in the best position to respond to you, that we have been made aware that the investigators have had to go through hundreds of boxes of material from SSL to find the particular documentation. That is critical. We at the Office of the DPP have already prepared, well, my team has prepared a draft legal opinion with some 40 pages waiting for my sign-off. But they know how detailed and thorough I am. And they are also detailed and thorough. So there is a yawning gap, legally speaking, in the opinion that can only be covered by getting the critical documentation and report from the FID. And that is what we are waiting on. When they get that, then they will be able to properly complete the legal opinion of some 40 odd pages. They give it to me, and I can undertake that, having spent 40 years as a prosecutor and 16 as DPP, it's a question of case consultation. The 5 of us sit down, we go through everything, and hopefully overnight, by the next day, then a ruling will be had. But we will not die on the altar of expediency in order to give others a sound bite. We must be thorough. We answer to the public interest. And this is a complex matter. In fact, my deputy told me, and I said she's in charge of mutual legal assistance and financial crimes for the office, that they went ahead and did some research in the USA in terms of matters of a similar nature. And they found that the average in some areas is 5 years from the time the offense is committed to the time that it goes to court, given the level of thoroughness that is required.
Is it that we are at the end of that? No, we're not. Oh, yes, we are at the end of the clip. So you heard it from the DPP saying that they have prepared a report, but they're still waiting. So even that argument sounds confusing somewhat. But my listeners and my viewers, we have to keep talking about it, because what this government wants is that everybody to go silent on the youth money, and then they go silent and nothing happen. Because for the 2 years that everybody was silent, obviously the work was not been taking place. And that is why now that people are talking, they are coming out, they want to shut up people. Cynthia Thompson, good evening to you. Marcia Bignall, Sister Tanya, good evening. Yeah, man, in the chat room over there at Caribbean Radio HD. We're talking about Jamaica. We're talking about the SSL. We're talking about cover-up. We're talking about the most corrupt government that we have ever had in Jamaica. So, for those of you who had your doubts about the powers of the Governor General, the Governor General don't possess the powers that people wants to give the Governor General. Oh, no. Christopher, the Governor General now have no powers. The Governor General is really, for the most part, 90% of his duty is a rubber stamp or a figurehead. 5% is some little things that he makes the appointments. And even those appointments are made on the advice of the Governor General and the leader of the opposition. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Colin.
Yeah, man. Turn on your radio.
Good evening.
Yeah, man.
2 things I want to say.
Yes.
First, and Light B. Smith.
Yeah.
I see where APCA come out and saying that the PMP never do nothing to SSL. And that was a blatant lie.
Hold on, did you listen to the show yesterday?
No, I never get the chance. I was listening to part of but drive going to the country.
Yesterday, we brought on Dr. Peter Phillips yesterday.
Yeah, I listened to the reach up to him.
Yes.
I know all of that, but I am saying to say, I'm just allow me to, when I say so you can get to understand me, I try to get it to say. When he said all of those things, none of the big media houses come out and said he should apologize for the blatant lie what he has come out and said to the public and retract that statement. Correct me if I'm wrong, you have heard any media house come out and correct him and say must come back and retract that statement?
No, I've not heard that.
All right. Mark Colin went out and he speak the truth. No lie, what he said was fact. And Light B. Smith and all these media houses jump up and the president for the media association gone on and them start say must apologize, must and this and that. For what? What I am telling you, if Mark Colin should ever apologize, I am personally withdrawing my support from the People's National Party.
Then hold on.
Then
you never hear the GLP accuse the media of biasness. Or them never apologize and nobody never asked them to apologize.
Same my brother. Look what Warmington do. And he say it 1 time, I say it 2 times, I say it 3 times, I say it over, and he say him nah stop.
But I know just where the Warmington said the Gleaner. When did say the Gleaner sell out to the PNP or the Gleaner?
PNP, right,
or
to the PNP, yeah, right. And I'm try Andrew Wellness.
But
I'm try Andrew Wellness.
There you go, exactly. That was one of his exact words. That the Gleaner is trying to bring down Andrew Wellness. Did they ask Warmington to apologize?
No.
But you see, when you're a decent person, people use your decency and take advantage of you. It's one of the same thing that is happening to me right now because I am decent and I am easy to talk to. People try use that to take disadvantage of me. The fact that Mark Golden is a decent man, easy to talk to. That's why they might jump out about Mark Golden must apologize. Apologize for what? Who? Listen, who investigate when Nationwide News reported on the report laid in the Parliament by the Integrity Commission before Parliament tabled that report? Nationwide had it, giving aspects of it. Who
the Prime Minister,
has called for an investigation into that? Who made that leak and to find somebody responsible for that leak? Anybody call for that yet?
Nobody.
Some man forgot sit down, man.
Yeah, man. That's
some man forgot sit down.
Man. And me lose off a like this Smith. Who says he's a media man? That means in TNT too. Him can't say nothing more to him. He can't stick him again.
Me not hear it myself. I want to try and hear it myself because sometimes I don't like comment on some things that I don't hear for myself.
You forgot to listen to it.
Yeah, man. Me I go find it and listen to it. That's what I'm saying. I did not hear it myself, so I want to hear it.
And we are saying them things the man taught the truth and the truth only and the truth on the earth. But the truth.
My brother, my mother, you see, never grew up with a father. My mother grew me. And my mother tell me that the truth is an offense. When you talk the truth, it offends people. It beat them like stick. And people don't like you when you speak the truth about them or when you speak the truth to them. So when Mark Golden go out and speak those truth, people are hurt by it. So expect that.
All right. Another thing now.
Go ahead.
The part now with the Integrity Commission.
Yeah.
I am saying, and this is my 2 cents, the Minister of Justice tell his members of Parliament tell them to answer no question to the ITI about them wife or them spouse.
They must tell the IC that them spouse refuse to give them the information.
Right. I am saying this. If my job require me to say if my wife earned $10, me supposed to get report to she earned $10 so they can fact check me and know so what I'm earning is not proportion to what I have. And if these men are law makers and they are breaking the law, what kind of country can I run to? That means it's a banana republic we are run.
Of course.
I don't think any member of Parliament should sit in Parliament unless them sign the Integrity Commission Code of Conduct.
Exactly.
I don't think no member of Parliament should sit in that house. And we think we Jamaican has allowed this government to
get away with too much, man. We allow them. And I hope, you see, that the people will try them and find them guilty in the general election.
Listen, Colin, and that's why these guys keep on breaking the Constitution over again, because we allow them to do all these things to us.
Yeah, man, they are serial breachers of the Constitution.
And I'm telling the Jamaican people, do not make them take them 5,000 and them 10,000 and your taxpayer money will earn and buy you back like slave, because
give you your money and go on like them give you a thing.
Right? And it's your own taxpayer money take and buy you back. Stop it, Jamaican people.
I tell you something.
Stop selling out your picnic right, your grand picnic right, and your great grand picnic right. You need to read, educate yourself, and elevate yourself in life. And stop letting these guys come and buy you out, and the next 5 years you don't see them. Look at the road, look at the life where you're living, look at the condition of the life you're living. Go to the supermarket, tell the farmer them balling in St. Elizabeth where the tomatoes spoiling, and then bring all these things in Jamaica. People, educate yourself.
Hold on, caller, hold on. I want to read a message inside the chat room at Caribbean Radio. The message says, Comrade Shaka, my question to you is, have you seen any positive changes in Jamaica since the GLP has been in power? There must be something, my brother. Continue, caller. Let me think about it if I can find any positive change since this GLP administration has been in power.
Colin, I tell you, you could, as the Prime Minister said, when the Integrity Commissioner asked him, when him say him look far and him look wide, but himself was one of them. But I can tell you, could I search from today till tomorrow, there's no legacy that this Jamaica Labour Party has left. It's the worst government we've ever seen in the history of Jamaica.
It is true, but let me tell you something that comes to mind.
Edward would turn in his grave. This is what these men are doing in Jamaica.
All right, brother. Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
8047072. Good evening.
Good evening, Uncle Colin. What's up?
Hold the line for me a little bit. I'm thinking about something positive that this government has done. The urban, hold on. The urban center in St. Thomas. I think that's an impressive project. That the urban center in St. Thomas, I think that is impressive. I don't know the quality of the work, but looking at it from outside, I am really impressed by that so far. That's one thing I can find. I'll think about more. Go ahead, caller.
Good evening. How are you doing?
My good man. Wagwan.
Why everybody trying to go around and wonder if Paula have some other hand into what she's doing? She tends to be a bit shady in most of her dealings, though.
I don't know that.
Yeah, if you observe a lot of what she's doing, she tends to be a bit unsettled with what she's doing.
But I want to bring it back to something. When the PNP was in power last, Paula Llewellyn was the director of public prosecution. You remember that?
Yeah, man.
Greg Christie, as contractor general, has sent over 40 cases to the director of public prosecution. And she never prosecute none. You remember that?
Yeah, man, remember that.
So should we say that she was biased then?
Well, we can't say what we want to say now, but we're probably looking at what is going on now. And we're a little bit uncomfortable with a lot of our statements. But I don't want to knock her too hard still, because as you said rightly, if the information doesn't come to her,
if the police don't submit a file to her,
she can't prosecute.
Right.
So what they may do is use the delay tactics.
Yes.
And deal with it from the prosecutorial, from the investigation level.
There you go.
And hold it up, just like what them do with the lawyer and the man up at Theme Yard.
The man who dead in a Patrick Bailey house.
Thank you.
Yes.
But the other one I want to talk about, I think Lloyd B. Smith has been most of the times a little bit, or most of the times unfair to Mark Goldie. Every time you listen to his comments, or when they carry him on certain programs, it tends to be a bit heavy on criticisms of Mr. Goldie.
All right, my brother, I hear you.
So sometimes we even hear making comments like this one, we can just probably brush it aside, because what Goldie said was factual.
Yes, and we'll always see it.
Right?
We'll always see
because when the Prime Minister having him function at him yard, he invite the press. Him have party and yard, we invite the press.
Yeah, man. And listen, let me tell you something. Prime Minister, and when you're in government, you wield a lot of power. A lot of people are wimps and larky even when you don't have that amount of power. So imagine when you have that amount of power, a lot of people bow down to you, my brother. Remember me tell you that. I'm going to, we're wrapping up, so I'm going to try and take a few more calls before we get off. It's 10 minutes to 7 o'clock. We're getting off at 7.
All right, no problem.
Blessings, man. 804-7072, 305-645-7944. Give us a call. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yeah, man. Good evening and blessed to all of the audience in the group. Yes, Colin.
Yeah, man. Talk to me.
Your program on a regular basis. And,
thank you very much.
Yeah, man. I just want to say to the I don't know the discussion it a based off of, but I just put in my cue.
Go ahead, man.
I just want to say to Jamaica and our own. Me and a P, me and a J. But based upon what I go on, this is my first time voting. I get out my voter's ID.
This is the first time you have a vote?
Yeah, man. My sister get out her own as well. And based upon the present government, I can't deal with that, brother. I can't deal with it. Trust me. if it was my vote alone for get him out, it would have gone, trust me, because me I go vote. My sister is a lot of first-time voter.
Yes.
I go vote
Yes.
this term.
Yes.
Because of what them see are going right now. May I tell you that straight up.
All right, sir.
You understand? So
Respect.
I am not a diet, nobody at all. I am a diet Jamaican.
Yes.
First.
Yes. That is the
You
key.
understand? Yeah.
Jamaica
And
code for.
and I am a, huh?
Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, man, I am a critical thinker, and based upon how Mr. Wagwan, this brother, me not have no form of respect for him, but me not go out there go disrespect him.
All right.
You understand?
All right. Respect.
Yeah, man. I just want to say that. I just want whosoever hear me right now, if you know, get out your voter's ID yet, go and get it out.
All right. Respect. I'll take in another call. 305. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, man. Welcome.
There was a lady go on GLP with both money.
Well,
one saw that lady.
A lady is in jail. The case not try yet.
With that money.
Yeah, a lady is in jail, but that lady did say she never touched both money, you know. So we don't know it go yet. She had made a confession, and the information coming out now is that she want to withdraw that confession. But yes, a lady is in jail for the SSL fraud.
Okay.
All right, my brother?
Yeah.
Respect and thanks. Yeah, man, you can call me upon the 305-564-7944 or 876-804-7072. You can call me straight. You can call me on WhatsApp. This is the Colin Bell Show. We are on Caribbean Radio HD. I saw some message in the chat room from Caribbean Radio saying that they want to hear something positive about the country. Now, when we come on this program, we talk the truth. When I look, when I search and dig up. So if you know something positive about the country, we have an open phone line. Give us a call and talk about the positives that you know that is happening in Jamaica. One of the positives that is happening in Jamaica, crime is on the down. Crime went down by about 18% last year, 2024. And we want to give some credit to Peter Bunting as well. Because when the government of Jamaica was calling states of emergency, left, right, and center, crime was going up. And Peter Bunting said to them, you don't need a state of emergency to bring down crime. You don't need to be locking up people willy-nilly, people who you have no case against. What you need is proximity policing. Get more police out there, get the force up to its maximum, more police on the road, and do more investigation, collect more intelligence, and we find more of the criminals. And we have seen crime went down last year and looking good this year so far. So that is one of the positive things. But for crime to really be that positive driver, it has to be sustained. It has to be over a period of time. And remember, Andrew Wellness had promised us that we were going to sleep with our doors and windows open. We see the first going down after 8 years in office. Ed boy, wagwan.
Yeah, you do, brother.
Me there, man. Where I say?
Well, like we are beat and teach, you know?
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
Teach and beat, you know, because it is clear to me, brother Colin, that this sham and nonsense that we have in the government cannot continue to stand.
No.
And you know, I hear people calling for Mark Golin to apologize. And I ask the question, you know.
When those calls came, because I haven't heard any of them.
They came after Saturday.
Have I been on that rock?
But you see what happened, Colin, is when people open them up, they display who, you know, you can only know, the Bible talk about what come out of man is what defile him, you know. Yeah? So it's when people speak, you know where their positions are.
Yeah, man.
Because you were right a while ago when you said that when a certain news network was obtaining information, right, and one who sits in the Senate now was known as the newsbreaker, was being fed information from persons inside the cabinet of Jamaica. Yeah? Nobody had an issue with that. But because the opposition leader went on foreign style, and by the way, this is not the first an opposition leader is going on foreign style to say what the issues are in Jamaica. If we remember in the 1970s to 80s, before the 80s, Edward Seaga did a world tour, particularly in the United States, and he sought support from elements within the Republic, the RNC, the Republican Party, And they, as a result of what he did, moved certain sanctions on Jamaica. Yeah.
Yes.
So let us stop this nonsense. Whatever the opposition leader said, everybody in Jamaica and outside of Jamaica don't need no binoculars. They don't need no magnifying glass.
So what they must do now is
to
prove
see
him
that
wrong.
that is exactly the case. But you see what happened? It is much to do about nothing. And I'll say why I say it's much to do about nothing. The opposition leader is an erudite attorney. Yeah?
Of course.
Very good attorney.
The
He has
best
been
at
in
what
corporate work.
the best at what he does on the island.
One of the best that big institutions, financial institutions in Jamaica and outside of Jamaica would have employed him to do work for them.
Yes.
So when you look, the man is not fool in terms of expressing himself and knowing what not to say and what to say. They are trying to take a statement out of context because they know that now the spotlight is turned on them. And that is the issue for them because they know the spotlight is on them. So let us be clear. Nobody, the opposition leader never said that nobody must attack the media. He's saying that there are elements within the media that is biased. And it is clear. When you have a media house, like a Jamaica Observer that I support, anything I write, Colin, I can send you letters right now. Anything I write, it gets published in the Jamaica Observer.
Okay.
Yeah? Anything I write. I have a very good relationship with the Observer for years. From the time of from their editor, from the time of even when what's his name? Scrappy was there.
Yes.
Yeah? Walker, Danville Walker was there.
Yes.
And I can tell you that what they have descended into, being an operative of Belmont Road. They were always leaning towards a particular direction all along. Everybody knew that. But it is becoming clear and apparent. The same with Bradley Avenue. And it is not surprising because if you know who the former shareholders of Bradley Avenue are, then it will explain why
Well,
they take the positions they take.
I don't think Bradley Avenue is hiding their allegiance.
No, but they're clear when they speak because them say no. The opposition leader is sounding desperate. How could a man be desperate and him leading your party that you support about 5 point something percentage points?
With the margin of error, it could be 8 points, you know.
Yeah, with the margin of error, it could be 8 points. But let's say we keep it at 5.4.
Yeah.
Let me give people a reality check. The JLP is the numbers that they claim the PNP has lost. Maybe 3 point something.
Didn't go to the
roughly
JLP.
Almost 4. It didn't go to the JLP. It went into a column of uncommitted.
But
which
watch
means,
this. Watch this, Edward. The JLP had their conference in September. They roll out the REACH program. They roll out the Sparks.
In November.
They roll out the Sparks program. They gave away $11.4 billion. And they get
20,000 for individual, yes?
Right. The total was $11.4 billion. And they have still not moved 1%. Not even 1%. Them no move with all of that. You know, say them.
But let me help.
Listen.
Let me help you. And as I go, Colin, and tell the nation why that is an issue. In 2016, the election was run on prosperity.
Yes.
In 2020, the election was won on Andrew Holness single-handedly.
On his Clarks.
One thing with me. And him Clarks.
Use him Clarks and win it.
You give a man credit. Credit is great. One thing with me, I believe in the practice of politics. If a man do everything that is necessary to win, him win. However, this election, the election cannot be run on Andrew Holness, and that is their challenge. Because the Achilles heel.
Well, I did a little poll this evening asking people if they think that Andrew Holness should be on the ballot without his integrity statutory filing being certified. And it's an overwhelming no. Everybody's saying that he should not be running with his statutory filing not being certified.
But that is not just the view, and I want the people of Jamaica to know it's not just the view of comrades. It's our independence. It's also the view of some persons internally within his party. Yeah? You look now as I go, Colin. You look tomorrow. There's going to be a major protest in Maypen Central, in Clarendon Central. Yeah. Because my information, and I can say it with no fear, Mike Henry has always been a very good friend of mine. Right? Mike.
Where you said them come out against Feder?
Yeah, they're going to protest because the JLP, and we need to speak truth to power. The JLP lied in their press release to say that it was only one person who applied for the seat. It is a goddamn lie.
That's what they say.
Joel Williams applied. What they did, what the party secretariat did, was they rejected Joel Williams' application. And they're now saying there's a soul aspirant. Well, on a seat like that, war upper Richard Azan upper Northwest Clarendon. People are war over seat amongst the JLP. Right?
For a seat where them now go win that. Plus one where them almost sure for win. Why would have one somebody alone would apply?
Why would one somebody come on? They know the internal politics.
But them people fool, brother.
But they must be careful. And I'm sending a signal to them, and I know they listen to you. Be careful, because wherever Lester, Mike, Jamaica, Henry goes in Central Clarendon, it is where the people of Central Clarendon will go. Carla, what my good friend counselor? Prepare thyself to be the next parliament of Central Clarendon.
Little more,
I have
head
not
boy.
more to say.
Bless up yourself.
All
yeah, man. Thanks to all the callers. Thanks to Bert Samuels for jumping in and clearing up that issue today. Thanks to all the people in the chat room. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you, make his face shine upon you, and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace, now and forevermore. Until we meet again next week, Tuesday, on Caribbean Radio, Saturday morning on Portland Spice TV. One love.